I really like Simone's part about the ADI or the artificial design intelligence. So for sure, we'll discuss this also internally. And Sylvia, I fully agree with your the combination also mentioned by Simone about human interface combined with artificial. First of all, I'm happy to be here around the Italians. Normally, I go every year to Italy on holiday. Unfortunately, this year I wasn't there, but I really hope next year I will be back. Will be back there. I will talk to you more about creating a relationship and also in the subscription economy. I will share my screen. Perfect. If we look at the trends actually in COVID-19, I think they're looking at the acceleration, things will change. I think we all agree in here and the people watching that things after this crisis, after COVID, will be differently. We see as well as a company as Bidroom that the partners we have in the hotel industry, they're looking for new ones. Distribution is now changing. You can see hotels looking more than ever, how can we work together with new distribution partners? How can we create more loyalty? And how can we just change our customer acquisition strategy? AI is already mentioned before. I fully agree. This is really, really crucial to come back stronger. Not going in detail because I think Simone did a better story than me on this part. I also believe that sustainability is really important. You can see people want to become more sustainable. The way they are traveling, the way they going to places, for them, it's much more important than ever. Also, when you're looking at the destinations, I think it's completely changed. If people traveling now, you can still see they're changing their destination more closely to home. I think the Europeans will travel more in Europe. You can see the summer destinations. There were mainly, if people went on holiday, it was more in the mountains than the countryside. There's a huge trend also going on if we're looking at the digital nomads. You see that people going to different destinations, working and living from there for a while. You can see new business models focusing on digital nomads. So this whole digital nomad, also mentioned before in the part by Sylvia, is going to be a trend as well. Unfortunately, before this whole COVID area, I was traveling multiple times per month. But the last 6 months, I'm doing comps like this actually at home. I do miss it, I think many of you, but I think it will be a shift. And I'm not sure if it will ever come back as strong as it was before. When you're looking at the period actually after the crisis, and hopefully it will be soon, I guess the winners could be the hotel chains, the ones who are actually investing in loyalty, investing in technology, and investing actually in relationships. And this is just more difficult for independent hotels. They not have the capacity, not have the financial stability of actually adopting those things. And I think it's really crucial as in a hotel, if you want to come back, that you're really investing actually in technology. And technology is really wide. You can see, of course, it's mentioned by Simone about if it's like using without papers, if you go more into safety, more hygiene stuff. This is already starting with, but more and more technology-driven approach, this will be really important. You see also that more disruptors will come. Of course, Bidroom started some years ago already, but we had the biggest growth ever. And I think there will be more disruptors coming. Business models will change, talk about it more in a second. So this is also what you would see. And you see the traditional travel agencies, also mentioned before, they're more and more losing actually their market share. I really believe it's time for change. And now people can really change. There's time to actually push the button and to reset everything. Think about your acquisition, how you're dealing with your acquisition partners, with your distribution, revenue management discussed by Sylvia. Really important to rethink everything. Partners, I really believe that partners are more crucial than ever. Also in distribution, as mentioned before, but also keeping flexibility. We talk about day use, as mentioned, talking about adding more benefits, talking about different business models, what people really need. You see, Airbnb adopted quite soon after long stays, flexible rates. So a lot of flexibility is needed to recover soon. When we're looking at the distribution landscape, of course, as Bidroom, we're focusing on the distribution landscape. You can see it's also changing into more relationship. Of course, before everybody was saying, yeah, I don't need other distribution partners. Booking is filling my hotel. Anyway, now nobody's able to fill your hotel. So now it's also the moment to really start a relationship with new ones, start a relationship with your previous guest, start a relationship with partners. So you can see new business models, of course, are really important. the commission model will change. I fully believe that it's a business model which was there out for a long time. That's going to disappear completely. Will take a while, but I fully believe that more sustainable business models like recurring incomes, memberships, is more and more important than ever. Sustainability mentioned before, also related to your business model. Recurring income, as a company, you see actually all the companies who are doing quite well now. Often make the comparison with Bidroom, with different platforms like a Spotify, Netflix. They're doing well because they're recurring income. They're sustainable. They're less dependent on transactions. As a company, we didn't have to lay off people. We kept people and we're still hiring because we want to come back stronger. Also, we fully believe that our business model is more sustainable. But more important, what we did actually last month as well, creating loyalty. We created loyalty between our employees, really important. We create loyalty with the hotels we have. Even though we don't deliver a lot of reservations to them, we try to still connect with them, but also with the partners and our customers. So we were not driving and pushing transactions, but we want to maintain the relationship with them. I want to talk more about loyalty. We have a paid membership model, but you see really trends out there which is coming. Of course, Bidroom started some time ago, and we have a membership model for travelers. But you see more coming. You saw IHG launch something, Citizen M, for a fixed amount per month. You can stay unlimited in their hotels. And I see less days, I see more coming. So I really believe that a different business model can come up and can accelerate in a period like this. We're living also in a different economy. I mentioned before Spotify, Netflix. I really think that it's changing. I think you all remember, people watching in here, that you went to a shop, I do at least, went to a shop and bought a CD. I spent €10, I had 18 songs, and I could listen to this CD all over again. Now it's changing. Now you just don't have this ownership of the CD. You get access to something. You're paying an amount. So instead of paying a one-time, you're paying recurring. Every month you're paying for something to get access to something. If you're using Spotify, you're paying a monthly fee, and in return you have access to unlimited songs. But also your relationship is different. Before you went once to the shop, bought a CD, a few months later you come back. It was really focusing on transactions. Now it's more focusing on relationship. You can see with the Spotify, if you use an example again, they keep you informing you about new songs which they have. If they want to, if songs, artists which you're following, you get informed if there's a new playlist available. So they're keeping a relationship with you, and this is also what we try to do. I mentioned memberships multiple times. I think it's a keyword, people, it's changing into membership economy. If you're looking also at memberships, and now in a big word also in loyalty, it's doubling. This slide was made at the end of the year. I'm really curious, actually in February, before the crisis. I'm really curious if we're going to check the numbers again, how it will be now. But I'm fully aware, and I really believe that the numbers of membership will be even much more than before. Memberships are coming much more in travel as well. You can see other companies in travel. You can see it in flight space. You can see Jack Flights Club or Wizz. They're really focusing on a membership. They're maintaining a relationship with their users. In the hotel business, next to Bidroom, you see in Hotel Card in Switzerland or Tablet. So they're also focusing on a different experience. So they're creating a relationship as well by having a membership. It's also, of course, connected to your acquisition. If you're looking at this acquisition, we have to acquire a user once, then convert them into a member and make sure he stays as long as possible. So, of course, people want to try first. They want to see how does it work. They have to sign up. And then, of course, if they not become loyal, you're missing him. And that's really important to make sure that your customers, your members, even though if your hotel has a membership program, make sure you create them loyal and create them into ambassadors. Because they not become loyal to you, you have to keep investing actually, and it's still into go to a transaction because you keep investing actually in getting this user and getting this guest actually back in your hotel. So making this member, making loyal. Make sure that you're increasing your engagement with him. Still connect with him, keep in touch with him, and make sure he sees you, he knows you, and also know what is going on within your company or in your hotel. The best thing still for marketing is the referral. If a guest stayed in your hotel, the great experience, you're going to talk to other people. He's going to be referred to other people. Same in our business. We have to make sure that people using us, they had a great experience and talk to other people. I mentioned other examples before, like Spotify, Netflix. But if I talk about, for example, Netflix again, if there's a great series, your experience is great. You talk about it's like, I'm using Netflix, I'm watching this series, and they're growing organically. And that's really important, because otherwise you still keep investing actually in getting users and getting guests. If you're looking at Bidroom, it's all about direct reservations. And even people think, okay, we're a booking platform, but we're still different. We are more like a club. We want to connect with people, but we want to use actually technology to make sure that the travelers actually is still booking directly to the hotel. So we're really supporting the hotels, and therefore also don't charge commissions. So what we do, actually, we're the first mover. I remember I had a talk with our team yesterday, and I went back actually to when we started 5 years ago. And when I said 5 years ago, we don't want to charge hotels a high commission, and we want to include a subscription model. 5 years ago, people said, this guy is weird. This guy, there's why people would pay for subscription. If you're looking now what is happening, I think many listeners now, they have subscription to any service. In travel, it's more growing than ever. But as I said before, Bidroom is not a regular booking channel. We don't want to be another booking.com. We're good guys. We have a marketplace with a subscription model, which means we're connecting the traveler directly with the hotel in a private environment. So actually they have their own environment where they can book. We don't buy from wholesalers. We're contracting hotels directly. Yes, it is not easy. It takes us a lot of time to connect with them, to build all the channel, connect with all the channel managers. But we want to build a long-time relationship with hotels and the guest. And really important for us, and also the partners we're working with, the hotel partners, to make sure that we're transparent and make it simple and make it fair. We also want to create much more, and I think it's really important also as a hotel, you're creating more value. You can see that what we're doing, besides want to have a good price for our members, we want to give them something extra. And this is the same what your hotel can do as well. If you have a guest, make sure if you have your own loyalty program or books directly, you're giving more benefits. Make sure you get a small drink. It doesn't cost you much. Or just if you're able, if your hotel now, when it's not fully filled, just make sure if you want to stay longer, let them stay longer in your property. Give them a late checkout. You might spend more in your hotel as well. Maybe have an extra dinner or maybe an extra lunch. So make sure you're just really giving a great experience for the user. You can see also what we try to do, giving much more benefits. When we saw that actually the transactions went down in February, March, we said, okay, we have to include much more benefits actually for our members. Make sure we maintain the relationship, give them more also when travel bounce back. So we're just offering much more than only a good discount on their stay. I mentioned the business model before. We have a different business model. We're charging our members, and this is completely different than any other booking platform or any company in travel. So we say we're charging our members. So therefore, we don't have to charge the hotels a high commission. We're making income from our members. We have to acquire their user first. And as soon as the users on our platform, we have to make sure you stay with us. Booking on the platform makes the hotels happy, because every hotel is saving with every reservation they do get from us. So we have a different business model. I mentioned before, 5 years ago, it was maybe not common, but if you see what's happening now, subscription models are more booming than ever. 5 years ago, it was difficult to get hotels on board. If you see what's happening now, we've got many hotels on board. Over 150,000 hotels already joined the platform. Large chain hotels joined us. Italian hotels joined us, like Baglioni, and many more. And if you have a hotel which is not even connected to us, of course, contact Isabella. For sure is watching as well, probably familiar to you, because we need you all. We really need actually the hotels. And now I think the revolution started more than ever. And if you're supporting us, we're supporting you as well. We also get support by partners. We have great partners like Visa and Avis, which also helping us to grow the users. Visa could choose between many partners, but they said, okay, we want a partner which is fair, which is sustainable, and actually which is disrupting with a business model which makes sense. So Visa choose for us, and this gives us a compliment, but also confirmation that we're doing the right things. We also closed a partnership with many other companies like Bidroom in the Netherlands and other partners, focusing on the right audience, make sure that they convert. And a nice message was also mentioned, they compared us with Amazon Prime, actually. So Bidroom as the Amazon Prime for travelers, which is a nice compliment to have. We have a huge partner network which drive us the traffic, because we know it's not always easy to drive direct traffic. The same with your hotels. It's not easy to drive direct bookings. We also see it's not always easy to drive direct people to our platform. So that's why we have a huge network of partners loyal partners. We're also helping each other to make this company growing, but also push reservations to our partner hotels. I hope you got some questions, so thank you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Michael, for your perspective and your different approach. And yeah, I have some question for you. Can you briefly, first, can you, of course, drink some water? Can you briefly explain the subscription economy and why it might be the way forward for industry and not just hospitality post-pandemic?
Yeah, no, I fully believe and I'm a big supporter of the membership economy. I think it's also more sustainable. And I mentioned before, you're creating kind of a different relationship. And a membership could be also a loyalty program. There's a big difference between subscriptions and memberships, even though subscriptions are booming as well. I think a membership gives you a different relationship. If you feel part of something, if you're part of a community, you're part of a football club, if you're part of something, you feel committed to something. And it's the same if you have a member base. If you're part of something, the first thing you think about, if somebody is a member of Bidroom, the first thing you think about, if I make a reservation, oh, I'm a member of this platform, I'm going to use them. So you're creating a complete different relationship with people. And I think it's really important nowadays, and especially now when the situation change, you need each other more than ever. So by creating a community between hoteliers, for example, by creating community between travelers and hoteliers, I think it's really strong. And then you're creating a membership economy.
So do you think, is there anything for hotels and businesses in the sector that can be taking advantage of at this time in order to come back stronger?
Well, you can see, for example, what Citizen M did. They said, okay, we know that transaction went down. There's a lot of digital nomads. So why not build a business model, people paying a fixed amount per month, and then return they actually can stay unlimited. If you got other platforms, they say, oh, wait, I think you pay €2,500 and you have unlimited stays in their hotels. So actually this is coming back. And if you see between the hotel groups, you see they're already rethinking it. IHG starts something similar. I think in the end, you'll see, if you see frequent guests actually who stays often in your hotel, make sure he becomes a member, even though you have a small member kind of platform. Even though, say, next time when you tell this guest, if you come back to me directly, I get these benefits, even note his name, keep him updated actually. And even though you don't have a membership program completely yet or loyalty program, you can still drive in loyalty. It could be simple newsletters, drive some interaction with this guest, or you let them connect with your social media, and make sure you're driving a relationship with your guest, and not after his stay, say goodbye and never have any conversation ever.
Perfect. We have time for the last question, just 2 minutes leaving. And what needs are currently not being addressed in the industry that you think would benefit from subscription models?
If you're looking at the need, I think the need actually is really right? I think I mentioned before, also the sustainability in business models. You can see everything which is now transaction driven has difficulties, right? Especially as in a hotel now, it is difficult. And also when you want to bounce back, I think by having a subscription model, which gives you recurring income, could work. And if you're as in a hotel, create a relationship with your guest. If you see the guest is coming back often, when you create, for example, membership, could be cheap. So I'll give you for €25 per month. You're always, in this case, saving 20% on our stay. You're creating a different relationship with him. But you also make sure he doesn't go to another OTA where you as a hotel pay a high commission. So I think I mentioned before, I think loyalty is super important. I think loyalty now also in the whole general, in the whole industry, to each other is important. So yeah, I fully believe that after this crisis, and I really hope it recovers soon, so I could go as soon as possible back to Italy. I fully believe that the economy will change for sure.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Michael. I just read a comment from Francesco Monaco. It's an interesting angle, Michael. Grazie. I would hope that your concept will seriously make a difference in the near future.
I'm convinced we will. Thank you.
Perfect.